Hello there and welcome back to Isla Napali into episode number 3. And before we are going to talk about what's going on in this episode, I thought, let's maybe first of all go into our office and see if there are any news of the company, which is you guys. See you in a second. Okay, well, let's see what the office says today. Okay, there's something. Okay, let's just see what that is. Come on, what do you like Windows? Well, the God damn it. This technology is such a thing. Okay, where do we have to, what? Okay, another one, there. There we go, company news. Youth thermal energy. Well, okay, Steve Brooks suggests a combination with wind and solar. Why is wind written in capital letters and solar not? Stupid mistake of Windows. Ray Pradana throws wave energy into it. Wave energy, interesting. I think that could be a good thing. Not too bad. I think maybe someone came up with it. I have no idea. Anyways, edgy spread gives you foundation for a new procedure. Oh, yeah, I remember. I guess I should start doing videos more often, right? And then give you time to answer. And what the fuck, this is what we're doing. No, that's a good one. You stop. What's going on? Hey, you, ships need deeper water. Deeper water. Oh, where could we use deeper water? Never mind. Let's decline. Oh no, eat or die. Let's eat or die. Okay, what was that? I can't click. Oh, there we go. Another window. Without descriptions. Episode 3. Damn, already. God, yeah, we are already in episode 3. Is that correct? Yeah, it is. Tough day in the office. Pagan Roses 9 claims we have no stocks. Petermaniac has still blood pressure. Interesting. Okay, many UGC ideas have been presented. Okay, no airport. No airport? Just helipads. Helipads? Maybe short runway. Helipads, for fuck's sake. I think helipads are requested. Helipads requested? I guess so. Well, let's click OK. And go on with the video. So here we are back in the normal video part. I hope you like this little more creative approach on how we could deal with your feedback, and I think I'm going to do that in the future more often in Isla Napali. And I already talked to Fogg, who always has some crazy ideas. We are kind of thinking alike when it comes to very stupid ideas that turn out to be very funny and you know, hopefully put a little smile on your faces. You know, I figured recently that I'm so happy to kind of get more engaged with you guys, and I'm so happy that the comments, like the amount of comments increased so dramatically recently, and I hope you guys can keep it up because it really means a lot to me. It really is so much fun to play with it and just, you know, go through all the comments. And you may have seen already, I'm going to answer most of them, and if not, but I'm reading through all of them, I'm seeing all of them, and I'm also putting them kind of into my workflow somehow. And as you can see, I try to focus on making it a bit more creative this time by putting them into the email or the little pop-up on the Windows 98 screen there. And I already have some more ideas to kind of build this office a bit more and kind of putting it maybe later on as an Easter egg into the whole series. I don't know, maybe, let's see. So there is a few things I could do with it. Today's episode will be a bit more different than the recent ones because I, for once, won't do the recording for the whole time because I recorded this episode twice, or maybe no, 3 times, and I had so many problems with my microphone this time. This is down to the fact I have got a new system, which is not really a system, but I have like a sound filter thing. This is kind of, I can't really, how is this even called? I don't even know in German. It is basically a half circle-ish thing with kind of foam, black foam around it, which hopefully makes my voice a bit more clear, a bit more less distorted from the background, and just more enjoyable for you to listen to. I'm not sure whether this works or not. This is like the first episode you guys will experience that, and I hope you can give me some feedback on that, if it was better or not. I hope so, because this is a lot of effort to put that thing down, because it's fairly big, I have to admit, and I'm sitting on my chair a bit weirdly now to at least see my screen and what's going on in the footage to kind of follow this one. But you can see that I'm pretty much doing a lot of terraforming in this episode, and without spoiling too much, this whole episode will only be about finishing the overall island. So there's not too much what we could feedback about, because I have to say I'm pretty happy with how the overall landscaping turned out in the end. I'm super happy that it worked out the way I wanted. As I already talked about, it is a bit too small. Realistically taken, these things these mountains are way too small, but I can't really go any bigger without sacrificing the proportions, and in this case the proportions are a lot more important than the overall size of it. So we have to just, be a bit more creative with the buildings, make sure that the buildings are not getting too high to block some of the incredible landscaping, because that's one of the most incredible things of this island, and I want to maintain it that way. This should be also part of our whole story of Isla Napali. It still is a Hawaiian inspired island that really shines through its own beauty, and it shouldn't be destroyed by the park. So I want to have the park having its own beauty by being very realistic, very really hyper realistic in terms of what it all features, and but it should remain very subtle and really pay attention to what the island offers rather than destroying what the island is. So it is a bit more tricky, but I think in the end it can turn out to be really great looking with the little theme park on it. But now, as it is a bit hard for you guys to give me feedback on the landscaping, I guess, at the end of this episode in the comments, here's the thing we should talk about, and this is the next pitch I have to be answered by you guys. I want to build a coaster after the first building. Like, the first building will be in Friday's episode, and on Sunday there will be kind of the feedback will be implemented into this building, and then the island will be released into the workshop. But afterwards I'm gonna start with the first coaster already, and the reason for starting with the coaster is pretty much that I'm trying to avoid buildings as much as possible until we have the Toolmaker theme kit, to make sure that I don't put too much effort into buildings which we are going to change naturally later on as well. So I want to make sure that I'm going to build something which will be remaining for sure, and this is definitely a coaster. So I was thinking of having a Big Dipper coaster first, and this should be located on the left-hand side of the border of the harbor. So if you look at the harbor, which you can see right now, at least you could have a little glimpse of it. There's the little arm in the middle. Then we have a shorter wall on the right-hand side. This will be featuring all the harbor buildings, but on the left-hand side we have the longest harbor wall, and I want to have kind of a big concrete flat area there where really the coaster is the hero. So the coaster shouldn't be really themed too much at the end. It should be really incorporate the harbor look. So we will have a lot of harbor props lying around, so a lot of oil drums and maybe some trash cans or whatever, bigger trash things. We could have some cargo stuff lying around, so that the coaster really has this little bit of industrial look to it. Maybe we even have a harbor building as coaster building later on, but that's also upon you to give me some ideas on that. So really this is now about pitching a Big Dipper coaster, and that would be the third one on this planet, so fairly new one then. And I would have to make some more research about Big Dipper coasters though, but I want to know if you guys would be fine with the Big Dipper coaster as the first coaster, and if so, give me some ideas which kind of color, tell me what you want to see about the layout. I don't know, I mean, we only have 2 examples we can build on, but maybe you have some ideas what it should feature, and it definitely should be something that already makes the people welcome, or just makes the people feel welcome in this park, because that's one of the first things they're going to see when they're approaching with the boat. So like, imagine they're going to slowly arrive in the harbor, and on the left hand side you can see already the coaster skyline. So it would be very fun actually to have this as a welcoming element. And yeah, so give me some feedback on that. If you don't like a Big Dipper, please give me some suggestions what kind of coasters you want to see. And also, one thing I want to know, because I have no idea actually, I will have to do some research, but it would be also cool if you guys could come along with some infos about that as well. So what I was wondering is, how expensive would a Big Dipper coaster be? I have no idea how much those two costs that are already existing. So yeah, I don't know. I have no idea how much that would cost. So because I want to make kind of a budget for it. So it's not only the overall cost of the coaster, it would be also delivery costs and also manufacturing costs we have to make sure to keep an eye on. And this will also affect what we can do on theming then later on. As I said, I will really try to go into, but maybe as last thing we have to talk about, because Goodleful had a beautiful comment on my Discord server, which was just a big wall of text, but he's totally right by saying that before we talk about things like energy supply and stuff, which is important to talk about, but we also have to make sure that in each and every building, in each and every coaster, we remember that this is all about hyper-realism. So we have to make the basics right. I have to do a lot of research now about the coaster before I'm even going to start with it, but I still want to have your feedback. Also, we have to make sure that we use the Archer as our little scale thing, and make sure that the scale is correct, and also that we have to go through several iterations of the layout before it's good. So I'm not going to provide you with the layout and then just get some feedback in and just try to make the feedback and then just leave it as it is. We will also get some people more in. Maybe I'm going to ask Sylph or the bros or whatever, or whoever to kind of judge what this coaster is looking like, and obviously you guys in the comments. But yeah, Goodleful just reminded me that we still have to look into the basics as well, and we're gonna do this with every episode. And Goodleful, if you're watching this episode and listening that far into the episode and you catch up onto what I was talking about, here you go. I'm definitely considering this, and if you want to be the bad guy, please copy that comment under every episode to make sure that I'm just keeping that in mind in each and every episode. So now the last couple of minutes will be just placing some billboards around the island to make it look like a bit more tropical. I'm fairly happy with how that turned out in the end. But yeah, guys, that should be it from my side. I hope you enjoyed that episode, and really it would be so cool if you guys could just jump over to my City Skylines video, because that hasn't been seen too much recently, and I seriously want to get a bit more exposure into this one, because it's kind of a very, very important project to me. It's a lot of fun. It's actually on the same level as Planko at the moment, and I'm fairly happy with this project, and I would love to have more feedback down there. So please make sure to jump over, even if it's not your thing. At least jump in for a minute or two and tell me if you like it, or if it's not your thing, please tell me why and why it isn't your thing, so we can maybe talk about different things in the future. So yeah, that's it, and I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I'll be back already on Friday with another episode of Planet Coaster, and then City Skylines will be there on Saturday, and another one on Planet Coaster on Sunday. So a lot of material planned for the next couple of days. Make sure to leave some nice feedback down below, and also give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. I don't have anything else to say, so I see you in the next one, and have a great day. Bye bye.
we made